Hey guys, how are you? This is Jeff, and I am here to do actually another Get to Know You deck spread. My next deck that I'm going to focus on for next month, for September, is this fantastic Healing Light Tarot. I had mentioned this before. This is the deck that my regular Monday client comes in, and she just picks what deck she wants to use, and I'm fine with that. Now I'm really fine with that because I'm getting so much more comfortable just using a deck that I've never touched before. That's why I have my new Tattoo Tarot out on the desk for the clients to just say, let's use that. I haven't even looked through this, haven't even really seen it. I'm just going to wait until it's time to bring it out for go time, I guess you could say. All right. But I wanted to just do this really fun spread that I got from my buddy Steven at the Sound of the Ocean Wave from this Healing Light Tarot. This is that gift that I had mentioned before from a Queen Osette. I won a nice little fun little challenge that she had on her channel, I don't know, months ago by now. And this deck has been really drawing the attention of my tarot clients, and I just wanted to just share it with you with as far as this introduction to get used to this deck, have this deck introduce itself to me. And again, my little aside that I like to put between how I talk about the decks is that I in no way put any sort of consciousness or personality into a deck. It's just I look at the cards as just access points to communicate with my higher self. So it's sort of a misnomer to say that I'm going to introduce this deck to myself. It's really just an access. How am I going to access my higher self through using this deck? Okay, so that's done and over with. My belief system's there. And if it conflicts with you, I don't know what to say. I respect everyone's view how they use the tarot, like I mentioned. So here we just go. These are 6, but I made 7 really nice prompts. So we're just going to get straight to it, just for fun. Just for fun. I was actually going to do this video on my ride, on my motor ride. I had a few hours this morning, but I kept getting lost. I had never been up that way on top of Topanga Canyon before. There's a way to access over the coastal view, and it has been so many years, maybe 7, 8 years since I've last been over Topanga Canyon. I thought I was going to end up somewhere else and do that overlook where I did that meditation video because I brought my tripod on the bike and everything, and I was going to do my video there, but I just never came across that part of the road to pull over. So I came straight down to the office because we're going to be really working here for the next few hours. So I figured before I get changed into my office attire, we'll just kind of keep the moto vibe going here and just kind of get used to what this whole deck is all about. Okay, enough rambling. This wonderful, beautiful Healing Light Tarot. What is the first thing? It's just going to be introduce yourself. It is just going to be just straight up introduce yourself. Let's just have this deck introduce how I'm going to be accessing my higher self. Ready? You're going to see it with me. Here we go. Blah-dow. Oh, my Lord Almighty. It's the Magician. Look at that beautiful card. It really is called the Healing Light. And just the way every single one of these cards just use light is fantastic. So I'm going to say that the access point to my higher self through using this deck is going to be unlimited. It's going to be full potential. It's going to be just balls to the wall. Just I can have confidence getting into this deck as a default, beyond all of my other favorites. But really, I think September is going to be all about this deck. Just look at the colors of that. What a magnificent Magician. Thank you so much for showing up. Appreciate it. All right. First, that was the first one. Introduce yourself. The second position is just your strength. Now, after coming from the Magician, I don't know, I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of strength. So let's just find out what in the heck is going on. I had a couple pop out, but we're just going to ignore those. We're going to ignore those. They look pretty positive. But we're just going to follow just the intention to just pull that card up. Okay, here we go. What is your strength? Oh, let me do my cut. Let me do my little cut. Oh, look at that card still stayed on top. I don't know if you guys caught that. You may want to rewind in slow-mo because it looked totally cool. Here we go. I'll do it the other side this time. Blah-dow. Oh my goodness. The 6 of coins reversed. Look at that amazing card using light. Look at that strength. The strength is how accessing my higher self with this deck is going to tilt the scales in favor of my best outcome or the best outcome of my client. I get clearly from this card because I'm all about reframes in the office, in the therapy biz. Spiritual therapy, hypnotherapy is all about reframing the same situation so that you get that little edge. You feel better at it by staying true to what's actually happening, climbing your way up that emotional scale that I love using so much. So this is fair giving. This is absolutely, all that stuff, equal scales and all that stuff. But this is tilting the scales in my favor, okay? That is the strength of this deck, is that it's going to come with it its automatic reframe. And I can tell you, from using this deck in my, the last week, it's just like, it just, you know what you know from the cards, right, guys? But then you sort of get out of the way and you let the specific imagery of that deck, whatever deck you're using, sort of come to light and flavor what you already know of the existing card. That's the way this deck is working with me, man. Or that's the way I'm working with this deck. That's the way my mind is working with my higher self. How about that? I like that the best. Now, let's get into its limitations. This is the third position. What is this deck's limitations? All right. Did you see how that card just sort of stayed on top even though I cut it? Ooh, you kind of wonder what the ideomotor response of the body is doing with that. Let's see if we can do that. How about that? That's a good spot. Not that that matters, but here we go. Okay. Limitations of this deck. Bledu. What the hell is it? Oh my goodness, here we go. Well, you know I love Seven of Cups. You know I love seven cupping. You know I love talking about the videos about just like, what are you going to decide after you know then what you don't want and you don't desire, what you don't like? So the limitation with this is that it's going to be, I'm going to assume it's going to be very general. It's going to be very general. It's not going to be very specific. We're not going to point out one of the cups. I think this is going to, the limitation is that it's not going to be specific. It's going to have an end to a generality to it. And I feel that that's really important because whenever you're trying to look yourself, that's not the right word. Whenever you're trying to find some clarity or some insight in a situation and it really feels out of scope, you feel out of scope, like this is a really big problem, it is always best to feel and look for and search for and inquire about the most general aspects so that you can kind of get going emotionally again. Does that make sense? If you have a big goal in front of you and you're and you're trying to find a way to feel better about it, so you sort of raise your vibe so you can access better points of attraction. Whenever you go general, like I don't have to figure this out right now, rather than the specific answers coming to me. You know what I mean? Like I need to find out something specific. Or your body's sick and you're just like, my cells know what to do. Like you keep very, very general. So that's what I'm going to say the limitation of this deck is that it's just going to be varied. You're going to have just very generalities, which is going to be a good sign for me to know that whenever there's a bigger problem, a bigger issue that I'm reading for myself or my clients, it's going to be just like, this is a for sure go-to deck because it's just going to keep it very general. And the general reframe, if you haven't played with these yourself, guys, it's the best way to go about feeling good now. All right? I dig that. I think it's a wonderful limitation. Because some decks you want to get very specific for, right? Especially whenever you're feeling really, really good. You're on top of the scale. You got hopeful expectation, positive joy, happiness, all these wonderful things. Then you want to go to the specifics of then imagining specific scenarios. Then it's easier to grasp specific scenarios whenever you're already feeling good about it. Man, this may not be making any sense to you guys, but it is so important. So important to stay general when you don't know what the F is going on in your life, okay? Now, here we go. Card number 4. What can I learn from you? Well, I'm already learning a lot just from these first 3 cards, but the 4th card is, what can I learn from you? Here we go. Let's get the Magic Jeff 3. I don't know. I got to do that every time, guys. I don't know what the hell, how that started. Bledu. King of Cups. What can I learn from you? Oh my goodness, this is the most precarious king in the world, isn't it? The King of Cups. Oh my goodness, this is that fantastic card of somehow balancing your role as a leader and also that one that's an artist. Okay, and I like that. Keeping the generalities with this type of maintaining a satisfying personal life with your professional life. There's no better king than this. Look at that. The fire of the water suit. Although this card doesn't necessarily give the whole image of being kind of like a balancing, does it? It has 2 eagles, though. two eagles or two falcons. I don't know what the hell they are. They're just in silhouette. But I like that because you got one that's saying, you know what, you are the fire of the king. The other one, you are the water of the cup suit. So these are these two desires, and you got to sort of wrangle them in. You got to sort of balance them in. That's the imagery right there. Man, great deck. Great deck. That is what can I learn from you, man. Balance. Basically, that's balance, man. That king is all about it. How about right now? The fifth card is, what is the best way to work with you? What's the best way to work with this aspect of my higher self whenever I am pulling out this deck for myself or clients? Here we go. Let's do the cut. Let's do the magic cut. The best way to work for you, people. The best way to work with you. Blue Page of Wands. The best way to work. What is the best way to work with you? Well, you know what? I mean, just pretty much the key word I get is just like you're just preparing to get going. This is like at the beginning of any sort of journey. This is the preparation of the nature of the suit of action, right? Obviously. This fire, right? This earth position of the court with the fire element. So just whenever you're ready to get going, just whenever you want to feel motivated, just whenever you want to feel eager, just before you pull the trigger, pull out this deck for possible clarification or generality before you get more specific with the clarifications. Man, I'm down with that, guys. I am totally cool with that. Now, what is going to be the, was that the 50? Yeah, man, we're flying along. What's the outcome of our relationship? What's the outcome of our relationship together? Miss Healing Light Tarot. How interesting is that every time you want to have something, obtain something that you really want to love, like motorcycles are always women, you know what I mean? My beautiful baby girl Bridget is sitting out there right now. I parked her in this shade, you know, and everything, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is my little baby girl Healing Light Tarot. That's my little baby girl right there. We're going to be using it quite a bit. But let's get to the outcome of our relationship. Here we go. I had a card flip over, but we're not going to do that, guys. We're not going to play that game with this. We're not going to play that game with this. Here we go. We're going to go to the other side with this one. How about this? Bloody-doo! Oh, my goodness, the 9 of Cups. What is the outcome? The outcome is, man, this is that comfort zone, man. This is that possibility of just like recharging and just feeling good. Look at that gorgeous 9. The abundance of the quality of suit of feeling good. You know, this card has more, I like this card, it has more activeness than the traditional RWS 9 of Cups, where you got the fat guy all happy, all stable on his four-legged bench with all the cups around him. I like this, man. This is the outcome. This is the outcome. I'm going to feel very, very comfortable, but I'm going to be eager for more. And how perfect is that to come out of this wonderful Page of Wands? All this moving forward. That's a fantastic, that is a bit of a departure from the RWS guys. Look at that leaping character rather than a dude just completely completely surrounded by the abundance that was created. Fantastic. What else is around there? I don't really know. Just a shadow, just great light. That's the outcome. So if you guys can stop there after the 6th card, but if you know me, if you pull an outcome card, you gotta pull a result card. I don't know where I picked that up from, but I just find that's a fantastic thing. So this 7th position is going to be in parentheses because it's going to be an option. And if you're like me, you just do whatever the hell you want anyway, so you can do it or not. Let's just find out what the result of our relationship. What is the result? Maybe it's many, many years from now, looking back at the usage of this particular deck. My new baby girl Healing Light with the gorgeous images. Here we go. The result of that outcome of being so completely comfortable and stable, yet still wanting to get out and move and want more. Oh my Lord, I might have to revisit all these cards. Here we go. Bloody-doo. Knight of Swords. Oh, that's just the active right there, man. Look at that. The air of the air, the double air. That's the result. That's the result of this outcome. Once I sort of am willing to still get out of my comfort zone, and just because of how I'm going to be using that higher part of myself with this deck, and I'm just going to be like, bring it on, man. Yes, I'm satisfied, but I want more. What a magnificent way to complement the universe's nature, to just have its own self expand, is to just be completely satisfied and always wanting more. And you do that, like this Knight of Swords, just right off, man, right off into the sunset. And it looks like, kind of like the knight is also like an angel figure right there with these butterflies or angel characters. I could take a closer look at this. But how wonderful is that? This double air with all of this wonderful lightness, feeling, look at that. I feel like that's a sunrise. I feel like that's just eternity, just always with the sunrise. Anyway, this was great. I'll put these prompts below, and just thank you again so much for Queen Aset for this wonderful gift of this fantastic, my new girl, my new baby girl, the Healing Light Tarot. This is a great deck, guys. Who's it by? You can help Google it. Christopher Butler. Christopher Butler. All right. So anyway, check that out. Check out Queen Aset's channel as well. I'll link that. And this is the deck. This is the new what I'm doing in September. All right. So thanks for viewing. Take good care. If you found any value, I don't know, share the video or do whatever you want with it. But I don't care. Bye bye, guys. This was great. Bye.